Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar with Bluestone PIM and WakeupData. Today's topic is getting ready to drive your digital retail into the new era. So, my name is Einar and Frédérique. I'm the CEO at Bluestone PIM. We're a SaaS company that helps you create digital product information. Your digital product information fuels your digital sales channels, and when you're able to place it there. And that's why I'm very happy to be able to present this webinar together with our partner, WakeupData. They can help you place your product information wherever it's needed to be published. So please welcome my co-host, Frédérique.
Thank you, Einar. I'm very excited to be here today with you as a data integration consultant at WakeupData. I'm a product feed optimization specialist, I'd like to say, and we've recently partnered up with you guys. I'm very excited about that.
Thank you, Frédérique. Well, we are looking forward to this webinar. I think we have some quite interesting topics to present. We will talk a little bit about how to adapt to the new reality of sales, and further drive online sales through quality product information, and then how to reduce time to market and save costs with PIM. And I know, Frédérique, you also got some interesting topics to share with us.
Exactly. So then I will walk you guys through the benefits of product context integration and feed management. Then I'll go into how to recover from COVID-19, basically, with an omnichannel presence, and I'll walk through some opportunities of using Bluestone PIM and WakeupData site to site.
Great. And audience will be able to ask us questions, right?
Yes, exactly. You guys can ask questions in the questions tab if you want, and I see the chat is going on already quite well. I see some people from the UK, Norway, Denmark. Great.
It's a great international crowd. So, and the questions we will try to answer at the end of the webinar. And if you're not able to answer it straight away, we will do so in written after the webinar. So please share your questions as we go along. So, okay, starting. Bluestone PIM. What we do, well, simply we help organizations sell products in digital sales channels. And we do so by offering a SaaS PIM. And what is PIM? Well, PIM in a nutshell. It's all about gathering, enrich, and distribute product information to your sales channels to support omnichannel strategies. Because in a digital world, your product does not exist, only your digital twin of your product. In your digital commerce strategy, it's your most important asset, at least we believe so, and you need to handle it accordingly. And that was basically what I'm going to tell you in this short webinar about the system. If you have any questions about the system, please contact me after the webinar. Now, I suggest we just move on to the first topic of today's agenda, and that's how to adapt to a new reality of sales. Well, we're about to finally enter a post-pandemic society, and we believe that the last 1.5 years has changed commerce in a permanent way. Consumers are now more than ever in charge of when, where, and how they shop. And as shoppers return to stores, investments in omnichannel will be on retailers' priorities. And surveys are quite clear on investment for 2021. Retailers are looking to digitize the store and create more engaging online experience. And by doing so, digital will become first. And actually, your product content will define you. It will define your brand, it will define your product, and eventually it will define how much you sell. And customer loyalty increases significantly after implementing PIM, because what customers really after is buying your product, right? And when brands and retailers deliver an accurate and consistent product experience wherever consumers engage, we should be on this side. Go back again. Sorry about that, guys. They will reward retailers and brand for that experience to have, like, as I said, a consistent product experience. And it's been an eye-opener for many. It's not enough to simply be digital present anymore. You need to fully integrate online presence into your value chain and customer journey. And last, do not expect your customers to come to you. You have to display your products where you can find your customers. Expect new channels to pop up, and you will need to be ready to adapt your channel strategy quite fast. So, further, how then to drive online sales through quality product information? Well, we see, at least from our customers, I mean, a lot of customers have like 80% of their revenue comes from 20% of their products. So they focus on that. But they're struggling getting out the low margin products and being able to have the benefit of long tail on the digital channels. It's simple. No show, no sell. If you don't show your products, you will not sell them. So how do you fix this? Well, you need to work smarter. You need to be able to do bulk editing of your products. You need to maybe get help from machine learning and maybe more support from your suppliers. And a PIM system can do so. And then you need to know your audience and adapt your product story. The other day I came across this movie. It proves my point, but by all are cool for Disney lovers. It shows that actually one setup can drive several stories. And I wasn't aware that Disney did this, but check this out. Well, we do not produce movies, of course, but what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that to be able to support a real personalized e-commerce experience, you need to build context-driven product catalogs to support it. So you have to have something to back up the story, you might say. And that's an important thing that you need to do through working with quality product information that actually fits your audience. So how can you then reduce time to market and save cost with PIM? Well, there are several areas, but I will try to mention a couple of them. First of all, PIM increases your marketing speed by reducing time spent on introducing new products. Second, it reduces time spent on answering customer inquiries and increases customers' self-service, which is, I mean, crucial for any digital commerce strategy. And last but not least, it will give you considerable savings by having one central location to maintain and obtain product information. A PIM makes the whole journey from adding new products to your assortment to publishing it much faster. So when do you need a SaaS PIM? Well, we have some boxes that usually confirms that you need a SaaS PIM. And the first one is that if you have a large amount of products, attributes, or assets, The second, several sales channels to support. Or you need to support various business scenarios through your value chain. Or last, handling high-load web traffic directly to your PIM catalog. So now I have told you our thoughts on what direction that we see retail is moving, the importance of digital product information, and how to create it. But an important detail remains, Frédérique, how to publish it wherever it's needed, right? And you're going to tell us more about that.
Yes, definitely. So just to clarify for everybody who doesn't actually know what we do at WakeupData, we've created a platform that can help retailers connect to a wide variety of sales channels with optimized product data. And the thought is basically that you can import your product data into our platform in various ways. For example, by having your product catalog displayed on a URL, or through one of our plugins with the e-commerce platform you might be using, like say Shopify or WooCommerce. And now we can actually also offer you the possibility to connect our platform to your products in Bluestone PIM. And then after your product information is in our platform, the data can be optimized, then automatically updated and sent out to channels like Google Shopping and Facebook, or maybe price comparison sites like Price Runner. And you can also use it for other sales and marketing tools in your portfolio. So in short, we basically assist in creating a better and optimized mirror view of your product catalog that can boost your online performance. Yes, thank you. Now, within our platform, we offer a range of different features. So we have an expression-based optimization system, which allows users to optimize and transform product data. And with that, you can think of attributes like, for example, product titles, descriptions, etc. And then we can create feeds from scratch or enrich existing feeds through crawling and scraping. And then there's the possibility to set up filters that are rule-based, which then allows you to filter out products that are, say, out of stock or low performing. And then besides that, we also have the ability to transform images and make them visually more attractive, which is especially relevant for paid social. Now, this is basically just the beginning. We're constantly working on adding features to make product feed optimization more efficient for you. And that now includes our partnership with Bluestone PIM. Now, I think we all know that over the past year, the way people shop has drastically changed. I mean, lockdowns have been closing down shops and people have been relying more and more on online shopping. However, the world is opening up again, and I think it's safe to say that we're all very excited about this. And this is why right now it's the time to build on your omnichannel presence. On the left side over here, you can basically see that like when shopping both online and offline, the consumer moves itself along a funnel with different stages. And for each stage, there are different relevant channels. So where for discovery and research, one can use Pinterest, it might be Google and Facebook, or even like the brick and mortar store where purchase actually goes through. And then the question is, which part of my data should go to the one channel that might not have to go to the other channel? And how do I optimize this accordingly? So that's basically where we at WakeupData step in, as we are the product data experts. And then the thought of an omnichannel presence, this like practically has to do with customer experience across multiple devices, channels, and touch points, including both online and offline. And as you can see in the visual over here, this goes from search to comparison shopping to social commerce and even brick and mortar retail. So altogether, being present in all these different channels gives you an increased exposure opportunity. And I mean, who doesn't want to work with that, right? So keeping in mind that each channel, so to say, has a different audience, another thing you might want to do is adjusting your product range to focus on different channels specifically. So that might mean that some channels might be more female-driven than others, or let's say it's affected by different kinds of age groups. And then we can actually offer you the opportunity to do A/B testing, where you can check what works for your product specifically, and then that way you can assure that you can hit your target group with exactly the right goods. Now, to build on this omnichannel presence that I mentioned, we've displayed some example ads here that could roll out as a result of your optimized product data in our platform. So let's make a bit of a mind map or mind sketch, so to say. Imagine you have the ability to run both, say, regular product listing ads, so PLAs, and Google local inventory ads simultaneously. With this, you promote your products with a fully online shopping journey on the one hand, and then on the other, with Google Lea, you get the potential of promoting local inventory and increasing foot traffic to your brick and mortar store. So it's online plus offline, which will then ultimately increase your real estate, so to say, in search results. So you can, for example, have products that your website sells and only a select few that are actually carried in store. Now, if somebody searches for your product, but is only available online, then your PLA can still be displayed. And alternatively, with a product that is carried in store, a regular PLA can be shown to drive traffic to your site, or you can actually have Google local inventory ads displayed to push in-store transactions. And I mean, this is just an example. As you can see, we can add more to the equation, perhaps a hint of text ads or maybe paid social, where you have the freedom to optimize your images. And then what we keep in mind here is that a straightforward Facebook campaign is, of course, less time consuming to set up than getting your local inventory ads up and running. But we're here to consult you and get you through it as efficiently as possible. You basically just tell us your request and we help you produce it. Now, by this time, you've probably started wondering, all right, so Bluestone and WakeupData, they both do things to my product data, but where do they actually differ from each other? And I think the area where we differ from Bluestone PIM is when it comes to the agility of the data that you're using. So in Bluestone PIM, there's static data that gives your product information diversity, where we then allow you to make bulk edits and optimize the data for websites, product catalogs, and sales and marketing channels. And this is exactly why we go together so well, actually. So we need the diverse data so that you can do the magic in our platform and create agile product information that makes your products perform to their best. And now what I just mentioned is actually the great thing. And that's also the whole point of why we're here together today. You can use us site to site. And on these next two slides, I would like to help you visualize how that would take shape. Yes. Now, to build on this comparison from before, like I said, we complement each other. And how exactly does that work? I have two examples for you on this slide. It's number one. So on the left side, you can see if you work with the standard product feed, it's very often the case that there are gaps in the product data. And that can be for whatever reason. And this can cause that you actually cannot run your ads because, say, Google rejects your products that don't have a price or image. Now, what you can see here on the left side is that the white blocks in the standard product feed, they basically represent the missing data, which is affecting pricing and images in this case. However, in the middle, in your Bluestone account, you can actually display this data. You have it there and more, since there's also shipping and delivery information available. Now, what we can do for you in this case is we can merge your Bluestone data with your standard product feed, put them together, and then assure that you can fill in the gaps, which will then help you to enrich your existing feed. And with that, you'll get a more complete depiction of what it is that you actually have to offer. And this will, first of all, allow you to get your ads up and running. And besides that, have them perform better, simply because both shopper and retailer actually are provided with more detailed information. Now, as the second example on this slide, I would like to dive a little bit deeper into product data optimization on like real product level. And these additional attributes that Bluestone PIM can deliver to us, they do not only function as individual attributes, actually. So following some best practices, you can actually use them to optimize product titles or descriptions. And in that way, the quality of the attributes that were already there will be increased by adding additional information. Now, let's take a look at the visual over here. So initially, you can see that the product title in the standard product feed was actually rather short and not very descriptive. However, since I can get some additional info from Bluestone PIM, I can actually make the titles longer and then more sensitive to certain search queries by adding, say, color and material to the title. So from a women's shoe, we go to black leather women's shoe, a whole lot more descriptive. And of course, there's more than that. You can also think of adding, say, the brand of the product, or maybe the size if relevant even. And now just to, away from the visual, but just to give you another thought on what to do when you have so much product information at your disposal all of a sudden. Think about getting, say, product level profit margins. So when you have those, you can actually set up custom labels so you can filter out products that are non-profitable, or maybe decide to increase ad spend on profitable products. And this is just another suggestion. I mean, you can in fact play around with any of the data that you have at hand. So just get creative, I would say. And yeah, now to finalize my part in this webinar, at least, I think the main point I've been wanting to get across is that enriched and optimized data will increase your omnichannel relevance drastically. And this will have a guaranteed positive effect, not only on you, but also on your customers. And Bluestone PIM and WakeupData, our collaboration, we can help you out with this. And now I think it's time for the Q&A. Yes?
Yes, it is.
Let us see.
We got some questions here. One for Søren. So is it possible to use a WakeupData feed to set up already existing products in the web shop in the PIM? So the PIM is good to go from day one. And well, Gosh has already answered a little bit here, I guess. You're asking whether it's possible to feed data to Bluestone PIM using WakeupData. Yes, it works the other way around. WakeupData feeds PIM data to the stores and channels. However, you can import data to PIM directly. So any thoughts on that question, Frédérique?
Yes, I agree with Gosha also. The idea is basically that it works the other way around. So you can get your Bluestone data into our platform and in that way enrich the product data that you have at hand. And then for you, Einar, I think it's a matter of then maybe explain to Søren how to get the product data into Bluestone.
Yes, correct. I think Thomas in the next question also is into the similar topic here. Well, when you have the PIM, you can get the data from various sources. I mean, obviously you get something from your ERP system, and then hopefully you can get something from your suppliers. We have customers that have like industry databases also that value adds your product information. But at the end of the day, someone at some place needs to fill it out and write the product information itself. You can help with machine learning that makes it easier to create more info. And you can also do bulk editing, so you can work with large group amount of product set, which is super smart, and it's needed when you have, for instance, millions of products. So having that, you have a ready product information database. And then the next step is to get it out to the channels you need and to the customers that wants it. And there you have WakeupData coming in to take our data and being able to place it. I hope that was a little bit clarifying. I'd love to talk more about it, and if you have more questions, we can have like a one-to-one summary after the webinar. Just reach out on email.
Exactly, and then to build on your question, Thomas. So the idea is basically you can decide to have connect basically to the PIM fully and use that as the only source in WakeupData to get your product information through. And that's totally fine if you have all the required data at hand in Bluestone PIM. However, you can also decide to basically put it on top of an already existing layer of data in our platform. And that's when you use it like for enrichment, so to say.
And I guess we have a new question from Eva, and that also Well, it's for you, Frédérique.
Exactly. Yes. So that's on the image transformation tool that I mentioned earlier in the presentation, where you can basically use that for paid social, where the tool basically, it allows you to, in this case, it can recognize, our system can recognize whether or not products are actually on sale, and based on that we can set up a rule that then adds, say, a splash to your image, which might say something like either on sale or 50% discount or something like that.
It is actually a very good example on how WakeupData and Bluestone PIM works together. I mean, you have built your PIM maybe for your e-commerce solution, but you need to start supporting campaigns on Facebook. So what do? You use WakeupData to get your data out, right?
Exactly. I'm just going to the questions tab to see if there are any questions coming in through there as well.
Anyone? What are local inventory ads and what do I need to have? It is a little bit to set them up.
Yeah, so I think I can take that one. So local inventory ads are ads with which you can basically promote local, like inventory in a local physical store. We have a partnership with Google in place that basically has made us local inventory ads experts. And when you have this local inventory data available, the only thing we need on the side of that is basically some regular store data and product level data that includes titles and prices, etc. However, if you're interested in setting up local inventory ads, please get in touch with us directly, and we'll schedule a call and get you going, so to say. And I think we've got a question in the questions tab from Borger here.
Yeah.
Einar?
Yeah, we got questions both on chat and questions, so have to keep up here. Thanks for your webinar. Well, thank you. What is the implementation time if we should move forward with Bluestone PIM and WakeupData to handle our products and syndication towards our online channels? Well, I mean, to set up the system, this is a SaaS system, and it's pretty easy to access. You simply get the user and you're up and go. But then, of course, you need to organize your data. Maybe you have an old system you want to move it from, or you want to establish a new product database. And that, well, frankly, can take some time. So we see between 2 weeks and 3 months. That's like normal. It's a quite wide range, but it also depends on other projects that you need to support. So any to add to that, Frédérique, from your side?
No, I think that covers it. To be very honest, I'm just reading through if there's anything we've missed. Also,
we have one at the top there. Can I start using WakeupData if only have products information in Bluestone, but not in a standard product feed?
So my answer would be yes, and this is like kind of goes in line with what I mentioned before. So as long as you have the product information, the required product information for like certain channels at hand, then just connecting to your Bluestone PIM account, so to say, will be sufficient.
Yeah. And then the next question from Søren. Will you be able to help set up our account, or are we being given an empty shell we need to populate with data? Well, on Bluestone PIM behalf, no. We have an onboarding team that will help you. You will have dedicated personnel to be able to talk to them. They can help you arrange both your data model and also your workflow inside the system. So we will basically be with you from your start of the project to you going live, and after whenever needed support.
And I think I can then build on that. When then the next step is connecting to us, the same counts there.
Excellent. Have we covered most of the questions coming in?
It
something we missed?
It looks like it.
Yeah. That's excellent, because I think actually time's running out for us for this half-an-hour webinar. So then I guess it's just for us to say thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please send them to us afterward, and we will answer as well as we are able to. So thank you for listening to us.
Exactly. Thank you, everybody.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye-bye.